Well, we're going to give you just one more reason, as if you needed it, to head out to beautiful St. Augustine.
The Lightner Museum displays some of the best collections of fine and decorative 19th century art, and for the folks there, showing off a pretty cool collection, very special.
And our Trent Gilbreth joins us live to show off. And Trent, mind blown. You have none other than the author of Downton Abbey, but I have a bone to pick with her. It could have gone on at least 10 seasons, at least 10.
That's right, Char. I'm joined by the legend herself, Jessica Fellows, who is an author of the companion books for Downton Abbey, and the exhibit has just been unveiled. Jessica, tell me a little bit about this. We got to hear you talk before, and you had such a passion not only for the fashion, but the history of this exhibit.
Well, no, that's exactly how I got connected. So although my uncle is Julian Fellows and the creator of the show, he and I always had in common a real love for this era and the stories of the family, and so that real life inspiration was really what pulled me into that history. And now I'm very intensely kind of involved in all that between the wars era and everything that it tells us about that period there. And that's why I love this costume exhibition. It just looks amazing. They put it in incredible context, so you're not only seeing costumes that you recognise from the show, but you'll also understand how those clothes would really have been worn and used in that era.
You know it so intimately, but as you said, speaking of a costume that's iconic and one that's very recognizable, we're looking at the Dowager Countess. This is what does this costume kind of mean to you when we're thinking Dame Maggie Smith?
Yes, well, Dame Maggie Smith, of course. But what the point about her was that she wanted life to go back to the way it was before the war. You know, before this sort of annoying electricity and telephones and radios and things came along. And so she very much reflects the costume of the Edwardian era. She's got the S-shaped corset on, she's got the high-necked collar, she's got the rather sort of fussy hats and sort of busy prints going on. But then they had lots of things that, you know, would soften her, that what I quite liked is for her on the screen to make her shimmer a little more. So there's these jet pearls going on around these little brooches at her throat, but she looks severe, she looks imposing, which is exactly the impression that she would want you to have. She wanted you to be frightened as soon as you looked at her.
Mission accomplished. Such detail on these beautiful costumes. Thank you for joining us, Jessica, and we're going to keep going through the exhibit. Here we are live at the Lightner as Dressing Downton is unveiled, and I'm joined next by Bob Harper, our Lightner Museum director. Bob, how you doing?
Good, hi, how are you?
So what makes this exhibit so special? Now that it's come to St. Augustine, what are some of the kind of added events that go along with Dressing Downton?
Well, there'll be a whole series of luncheons and lectures and cultural events relating to Downton Abbey, and we expect lots and lots of folks. We've had people already making reservations from all over America, and we feel like this is a great time to show the rest of the world that St. Augustine is up and running and back in business. And we feel it's going to have not just an impact for us, but it's going to be a great impact for the entire community.
As you said before, we're ready for guests. The chandeliers are polished and ready to go, so a lot of visitors.
There's nothing like company to get things ready, and so we have been expecting this company now for 2 years. And it's been a 2-year process to repair, restore, clean. People have been extremely forthcoming. We've had, you'll see some magnificent rugs in this exhibit, which were lent to us by Museum Galleries in Jacksonville, which just has pulled the whole thing together. That type of thing that we weren't even expecting, but it's been really fantastic.
It's going to be an amazing time, and I'm going to lead you right through the exhibit to our last guest, Barry Myers, who's the museum curator. And as you can see, it's just an incredible exhibit with such detail, and it's not just about the costumes, it's about the amazing artifacts that accompany them. So we're going through the ages, early 1900s Great Britain, and I am loving every second as I'm joined by Barry, museum curator. Now, Barry, tell us a little bit about, there's such incredible design as far as these costumes, but they're joined by the collection of the Lightner Museum itself.
It is. The collection is really my passion. That's why I work here at the Lightner. We have a fantastic 19th century decorative arts collection that is truly phenomenal, and most people never get a chance to see it. It's been up, most of it has been in storage, and some of it for as long as 50 years before being brought out. So it was a labor of love getting all these things cleaned and prepped to be seen.
Incredible. They are ready to welcome thousands of visitors all through January, Nights of Lights. Come on down to historic St. Augustine at the Lightner Museum as Dressing Downton gets underway.
Thank you, Trent. What a great sneak peek.
I know, and it's kind of like a little bit of an appetizer, right? Now you've seen a little taste of it, and you want to go down
out.
there. I know
so
she is.
Big time.
She was during the
well,
entire
and I know you haven't seen it, but with Lady Mary, she's the kind of the head sister and really kind of runs the show there. And with Lady Mary, you see how the times change and the eras change and the attitudes change by her clothing, her haircut. She's a woman evolving through the different century, whereas the Dowager doesn't want anything to change.
Yeah.
She's embracing all this change. So you'll love it. You've got to watch it.
And so and you said they needed more seasons, and they only did.
I think they only did 5 seasons, and at one point they were like, "Well, we've just told all the stories to be told." I'm like, "No, there's so much more."
Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me to watch that. So there you go. Get a little taste. Go down there, take a look at the Lightner Museum. Of course, for coming on, we appreciate them providing that great content, and Trent for doing a great job getting down there and previewing it for us. Go get a taste, and then go Netflix binge watch.
Binge watch. All right.